How's it going, guys? Recently I've received a lot of recommendations and requests in order to do some other NMM things after seeing my last video and also seeing some of my live streams, as well as the Facebook posts, Reddit posts, all that kind of stuff. So today what we're going to be covering is going to be a red NMM, but not one. We're talking about a double feature red NMM tutorial. So we're going to learn how to do these guys right here, which I'll show you guys much closer in the video coming up. What we need to do to start out the red NMM is to first figure out what our base colors are going to be. So what I'm going to call this is going to be blue red and brown red. So what we need to do to start these guys out is a blue and a brown. So we're going to be starting out the blue side with a Leviathan blue from Citadel, and the brown red side is going to be starting with a charred brown from MSP. We've got each of our base coats started. What we need to do is start building up to a neutral red. So we're going to build up to the same red with both of these colors, and you're going to see how differently they build up and how differently they develop, even though we're using the same mid-tone. The next part in this stream is really going to explain the words of wisdom that I really have to sum up everything that has to do with the NMM tutorial that we're doing today, and the NMM tutorials that I've done both before and I will do after.
Now, for me, if you guys ever seen the way that I paint, I do not have any select color that is my base for any of my NMM. You can have any color shadow. I think the second Infernal Master that we did, the one that I basically completely custom sculpted, that one was basically proving that point. It was, I had magenta shadows, I had green shadows, I had blue shadows, I had freaking red, every color shadow that you could possibly think of for that. So that doesn't show you that you can make NMM from any color. So if you want gold NMM, all you have to do is just shift it over to a yellow and then take it to an ice yellow type of color. Like I use a Dorn yellow from Citadel, and then up to white. That's all you need. You can make any color NMM from any base color. All you have to do is just shift it over, do a half and half, maybe a 3/4 color, and then make it get to your midtone. As long as your midtone is that color, it will read as that color. Purple's right here. Go ahead, hydrate that a little bit. Make sure not to get in the crevices. You want those deep dark shadows to stay in the dark blue. harvest brown inventory, territory, sorry. And harvest brown, things like that, and then that's really all you're doing.
All right, so we finally got the real main coat to the red down, but it's going to be kind of our lower mid-tone. This here, as you can see from the brilliant red, is really going to make this pop, and that's what we're looking for. We want to be nice and bright at those highlights as we start to approach our pure titanium white in this case.
Both this and the brilliant red are going to be exactly the same colors.
All right, so it seems like we've really got the idea. We've got the main theme going for the red, building up on the blue side. Let's go ahead and do the same thing on our warm red side, our brown red.
Here.
Look at that, not looking too bad.
Do after this.
Pretty proud of that.
Yeah, the difference already. And how much contrast there is just in that. Now I'm going to switch over to my number
one. I meant to say number one. I cut it off a little bit early there. So yeah, we're switching over to a slightly smaller brush, smaller body. So it's not going to float out that model whenever we try to put those details in really particular spots. I use Princeton Velvet Touch brushes, which while being synthetic brushes, do have a fantastic point that they maintain very well, especially if you keep them cleaned. I use Masters brush soap and conditioner. Absolutely fantastic product.
Alright. Which foot? There are. You see how there? It's very, very intense now. Let's go ahead and do this on the same side, other side here. Now all the highlights here don't have to match, but if you choose for them to, it's not a big deal. That you guys do whatever you want. Whenever it comes to my style of NMM, on flat surfaces or on round surfaces, it's really just real cool. It's like put those highlights wherever you want. Because this dude could be in a freaking thing full of lights. There could be tracer rounds flying past him, you know. There could be all sorts of shit going on that would give him unique light interaction.
Another set of words of wisdom right there. You do not need your NMM to be absolutely super realistic every time that you do it. Mine absolutely isn't realistic. Do whatever you want. Do whatever makes it feel mystical, whatever makes it feel magical, whatever sparks inspiration in your head and your mind. Do it the way that you see fit. All right, so at this point, the majority of our work is done. All we have to do now is really work up the highest level highlights so we can really get those points of inflection to show the environment reflecting off of the surface to really sell as NMM. And I can already hear the question coming in. Stefan, I have a really nice diorama, or I really just have like a leader of my army that I want to look really good. Just how do I do the NMM to make it match better with the environment?
I'll tell you guys, if y'all want the easiest way to just come up with like any color that you want, make the shadows whatever color is around it, and then highlight it into that color. The difference being black, if you are painting black, your highlights are going to be whatever color is around it. So you're going to have mostly black, tiny bit of like a little bit of just basically do, if you want to be very neutral, just go for like a blue-gray kind of thing. And then if you want it to be the black with whatever color is in the environment, and then go to that color. Only go up to like your mid-tone of the environment though, not the highlight, and that'll be the highlight of your black. So it's interesting to look at, and then you just basically desaturate a little bit, add a little bit of light gray in there, and add that to whatever color you had, and that's your final highlight.
All right, so now you can see we're going to go ahead and take some sun yellow from Vallejo, mix that in with our brilliant red, and now we're going to start being able to create kind of a light peach-colored orange to start highlighting that warm red. At this point, we're really just starting to reach a point of stylistic choicing. So what you're going to see me doing here is adding some weird little spot reflections here and there. With flat surfaces, it's not as common that you're going to see something like that unless you have a really small source light that's going to be reflecting off of that. With your round surfaces, it's a lot more common, and it's really good for breaking up those dark spots to create more secondary and tertiary reflections. In my style, is very gaudy, so you'll see it pretty often.
Perfect. So that's how that's looking now. See much higher contrast on the other side there. And then we'll do our last.
All right, we're looking pretty good now. Really good contrast going on that warm red side. But we can take it even further. Let's go ahead and grab some titanium white and start these highest level highlights.
All right, there we go. So there's your orange red, like your brown red NMM there. Looking pretty cool. Got lots of variety there. Looking good. Now, granted, you could blend all of this to make it look absolutely insane if you wanted to.
All right, I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me talk by now. So what we're going to do with this next one, we're going to turn it into a B-roll. Let's play some music.
So I'm just going to go for some
That's looking about good. Oh, where is it? There's nothing wrong with going back and adding a couple more highlights or a little bit of adjustment that you want to really the result that you want.
Our brown red and our purple red. So this was a base of charred brown. This was a base of Leviathan blue. Well, both, yeah, Leviathan blue, charred brown. This one up to Xerius purple, up into like our reds, and then up into a pink ultimately. And this one went up into the more orange territory. So both of them have their applicable places. If you look here, you can see one definitely looks a little more orange, one's a little more magenta. As I make more tutorials, stuff like that on time that we have off, I can go ahead and do that, and I'll go ahead and probably redo our white there to go ahead and make it like an actual like white NMM kind of thing. I hope you guys are excited to see that. And then, all right, we're 10 minutes early. Man, my gosh, we still have 10 minutes left on the thing. Dude, I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it off right now. Yeah. I really want to thank you guys for coming by for the stream. It's been fantastic being able to paint and sculpt for you guys today. You guys have been excellent as always. I've been Stefan of GT Custom Crafts, and good night, y'all.